go tonight. Skyhawks set to, for the second year in a row, host the Regis Rangers in the first round. Didn't go too well for us last year, Rick, and coming off a regular season-ending loss at Colorado Mines. We were talking before we went on the air. I think Fort Lewis probably the least likely of the top seeds in this tournament to overlook their first-round opponent. They know how dangerous Regis is. There's a tradition of them being dangerous in this building the last couple of years.
Well, absolutely, and we played them earlier in the year, and Fort Lewis had an easy time with Regis. That game was 75-62, but I'm sure that last year's game is stuck in the memory of those players that are here this year, and I'm sure the players that are here this year have pretty much told the players that weren't here last year what happened last year.
Right.
So I think there's a high level of confidence without being arrogant, and they know what they have to do. And I think the game on Saturday night, when they came out a little cold, was sort of an eye-opener for them. And hopefully they'll be able to take care of business tonight and then move on to Grand Junction, unless Grand Junction Mesa loses.
Mm-hmm. And we'll get into that after the national anthem. Rick and I will be back in just a minute.
And now, let's meet today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Rangers. At guard, number 1, Eddie Egan. At forward, number 2, Aaron Bocol. At forward, number 4, Chase Vale Harmon. At guard, number 10, David Simenthal. And at forward, Jess Singh. The Rangers are coached by Brady Ferguson in his 8th overall season. He is assisted by Scott Clark and Skylar Burgess. 10, Q Mays. A 6'2" junior guard from Amarillo, Texas. Number 22, Aqua. A 6'9" forward from Fountain, Colorado. Number 32, Brendan LaRose. And a 6'9" forward from Carlsbad, New Mexico. Number 33, Brendan Boatwright. The Skyhawks are going fly balls. B-Track in his 8th overall season. He's assisted by Ty Danielson and Jim Wilkinson. The Skyhawks athletic trainer is John Jewell, and the athletic performance director is Alex Monroe. Officials for today's game are Nate Nelson, Warren Smith, and Alexander Thompson. Make some noise, Skyhawks fans, for the opening tip-off brought to you by the Durango and Sons Railroad.
Well, Rick O'Block is Jazz Singh and Brendan LaRose step into the center circle to jump it up and get the RMAC. This is getting the whole RMAC tournament underway. We're the first game of the night.
We are.
When we're done, we can go home, watch the other 3 first-round games. This is a better team than their, in this building, a better team than their record would indicate. Eddie Egan out there, number 1, had a great couple of games here last year. Aaron Bokel, number 2, at the high post. He fills up the stat sheet in every column. And their most dangerous scorer is Simmental, number 10. They get it to him on a back cutter, tried to. The pass is behind him, but tipped by one of the Skyhawks.
Yeah, this is a team that comes in with a record of 9-13, 12-16 overall. They're the 8th seed. They did win on Saturday night, which put them into the tournament. But their offense isn't that great. They're 12th. They're 11th in defense, 10th in field goal, 15th in field goal percentage. So, you know, we'll see what happens, but they start off hitting a 3.
Chase Mayo-Harmon, the freshman, 6'4" guard out of Peoria, Arizona, went to Phoenix Prep, breaks the seal on the RMAC tournament. Scotty Stafford in deep, and his shooting woes from last weekend appear to consider, boy, Scotty was hot and had really been filling it up offensively. It sort of become this 3rd or 4th option for the team when he hadn't been looked to score for much of the season. But the scoring streak kind of ran out for Scotty last in that Mines game last Saturday night. He was really cold. Starts with a miss here tonight.
Yeah, Stafford, he was hot there for a while, and they could have really used him on Saturday.
Scotty guarding Egan down low, turns him back. Singh wants a 3. That's off the mark. Big rebound by Stafford, the senior guard out of Stone Mountain, Georgia. Gets it to the point guard, Mays, to Stafford. Cott wants a 3. That's off the mark. Rebounded down low by Bokel. Bokel leads him in rebounds, assists, I think maybe blocks. Egan for 3. That's good. He stuck that one over top of Stafford. And the visitors jump out to an early 6-0 lead. 18:23 to go first half.
Yeah, Simmental is our leading scorer, 16 points a game, but really Bokel is the guy who you have to watch for all of the other stuff. Rebounding, assists, steals, free throws. He's a good player, and he's going to make a difference tonight.
Skyhawks continue to be cold. Not a problem for the Rangers. They're out front 8-0 now on the pull-up jumper by Eddie Egan. They've gotten scoring from 3 different players, all perimeter jump shots from the Rangers in the early going.
I'm going to look to go down low, and that's what Boatwright did.
Feed the boat, bank it up, get it, and he's fouled by Jazz Singh.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they needed to do when you're struggling a little bit. You know, lay up, free throw. And that's what Boatwright did on that particular possession. Nice pass into him. Junior Garbrough looks like he's going to come in here pretty soon, but Boatwright, an excellent free throw shooter. We say it all the time. He's at 10th in the conference, 80%. They needed to crack that seal on that basket.
Boatwright does convert the old-fashioned three-point play. Yeah, when you need a bucket, boy. Ever since I moved to Durango a few years ago, when the Skyhawks need a bucket, there's been no better place to turn than to the low blocks and Brendan Boatwright.
Well, they're going to a 1-2-2 zone, and so they're going to force Regis most likely to try and shoot from the outside. That's a nice back cut there.
It was. Stafford a little slow trailing Egan through there. They didn't get the pass, but the pass was behind Egan. Ended up rolling out to Simmental on the perimeter. Garbra's going to check in for LaRose. We didn't see that patented three-point jump shot in the opening minutes from Brendan LaRose. He's hit probably 60 or 70% of those opening threes over the course of the year. Didn't get it to go in last Saturday. As I said, the Skyhawks a little cold recently. Egan has got 5 to lead all scores. Rangers back up to an 8-point lead, 11-3. I want to say hi to Regis Sports Information Director, our old pal David Wilson, listening and watching up at Regis. Caught, tries to get Egan in the air, kicks out to Boatwright. Brendan about knocks down the 3.
Well, Fort Lewis, their cold shooting from Saturday night still continues.
And this is one I don't think this team can match up. Good job by Boatwright. No, they're going to call the block. This is one, Rick, I don't know that they've got the people who can match up with Boatwright, Sekou, LaRose down low. This isn't Mines.
Right.
This isn't Black Hills. This isn't Mesa, where they can load up with athleticism and size in the post and at least challenge you. Skyhawks really, really could dominate down low tonight, you get the feeling.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And, this is a similar lineup we saw on Saturday night against that big, tall lineup against Colorado School Mines. 3-guard, sort of almost 4-guard kind of look. And when you have length on the floor, that's a tough matchup. It's nothing against the players.
Right.
It's just the length of the other team.
Skyhawks showing the 4-guard look again here. Now trail it by 10, 13-3. Dembale checks in, but Boatwright comes out. Mays works it up to Garbra, junior. Hands to Cott, Aquel into the lane. The runners off the mark. Dembale, boy, in limited minutes, he's the 3rd leading rebounder on this team and showed why. And then Stafford dials it in from long range. Boy, if Scotty gets going, life gets a lot easier for the Skyhawks.
Well, it takes the pressure off of
that's a great move by Bokel. Can't finish down low, and Stafford up high for the rebound. Scotty's going to push it. Simmental in the lane is called for the block, and it's going to be 2-shot foul. Scotty Stafford, and he is a senior leader of this team. You look at him sometimes when he is cold, and you might wish for other players to shoot it up, but you could just see the energy level of the team pick up when Scotty hit that 3. A great rebound down here at the other end, and then forced the issue and picked up a foul on Simmental. No.
Yep.
It was Simmental. They haven't put it on the scoreboard yet. Their leading scorer picks up his first. Stafford cannot convert the free throw.
Fort Lewis, such a great free throw shooting team, second in the conference, 76%, and Scotty Stafford, 71%. So, got to make the free throws.
Obi Agbim will check in if he makes this one, but that one's too long as well. That might have been adrenaline running through Scotty. Both of those were a little too strong. Long and strong. Mays guarding Simmental, forces him to give it up. Egan has had the hot hand. Stafford guarding him. Bounces it down low in the post. Dembale going to work on Aaron Ofston. Now Egan with it. Loses the handle. Stafford there defensively. Loose ball. Scotty's going to come up with the steal. 2-on-1 break. Mays leans in to finish. Can't do it. Stafford gets Ofston in the air. Banks it up and in. Scotty Stafford starting to warm up a little bit. Skyhawks within 5.
Well, I think Q Mays was looking for the foul on that, and then good for Scotty Stafford following up on the putback, the easy putback there. That's what they're going to need.
Ofston at the high post. Mayo Harmon, number 4, hit the first 3 for them. Here's Simmental in the lane looking for his first bucket. Nice floater over the reach of Dembale.
And he's their leading scorer, 16 points a game, 8th in the conference at the end of the regular season. So he's their go-to guy.
Stafford pull-up jumper. That's good. Scotty's starting to feel it a little bit.
They certainly need Scotty Stafford to have a big night, and so far he's delivering 8 points out of 10 for Fort Lewis. Boatwright with the other.
Skyhawks down by 5. Regis ran out to as much as a 10-point lead early. Mays applying pressure to Egan. Egan had 5 in the early going. He's going to get an and one here as he draws the foul from Dembele. Timeout on the floor. 14:25 to go in the first half. Skyhawks down by 7 after a fast start from the Rangers. Fort Lewis has settled in and found something in Scotty Stafford, who has got 7 points to lead them right now. But Regis getting scoring from all sorts of people. Mayo Harmon with a 3. Egan has got 10 points to lead the Rangers. But
yeah, and last time they played Egan, he played 23 minutes, so he only got 4 points. Tonight, he's already at 10. And
he tore us up in the tournament last year, Rick.
Simmental, last time he played, only got 6 points, and he's averaging 16. So, you know, hopefully we can sort of put the clamps on Egan a little bit, cool him off.
Be interesting to see what we come out and do, if we change anything up, if we just are going to count on them cooling off a little bit. I said Egan specifically has been a handful as far as shooting goes in the early going, but
well, Agbin's going to come in for Stafford. So it'll be Junior Garbra, Aquel Cott, Q Mays, Dembele, and Obi Agbin on the floor for the Skyhawks.
this is sort of the athleticism are us lineup for Fort Lewis. This group on the floor right now can flat fly. And I mean that by way of speed and leap and both.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see
can get her done.
If they try to use that athleticism and push the ball and try to get some momentum built. This is not the start they wanted.
No, I think defensive pressure has been decent for the Skyhawks. There's a miss from Egan. Can't seal the deal at the free throw line. She's stuck at 10 points, and the Regis lead stays at 7. Agbim gets a screen from Dembele, screens off 2 players. Agbim's 3 is off the mark. Nice job by Dembele to keep the rebound alive. Mays comes up with it.
Yeah, Dembele was the one who made that play there, just by tapping it up in the air. He didn't try to grab it. He knew that he couldn't grab it. He just tried to keep it alive.
High post screen from Dembele creates space for Agbim, and Obi with the flush. Watch that matchup between Ofston and Dembele. Boy, they are getting after it in the paint. That's Singh with it, guarded by Garbra. Gives it up to Egan. Agbim going to chase him around for a while, and now Simmental guarded by Mays to Singh. They're going to hand back to Simmental. Nice job by Aquel Cott. He's going to reverse it up and in and one. Boy, Simmental found a gear. I thought Aquel did a nice job of staying in front of him, but about the time he reached that block, Simmental got an extra step and beat Cott to the rim.
Well, gave up the baseline. So LaRose and Boatwright coming in for Q Mays and Dembele.
Here's that big lineup now, and they go from a smaller, more athletic line. Not that the Skyhawks they're as athletic as any team they're going to face in this tournament. Simmental's free throw is good, but this group is, this is a group they can pound you with.
Well, and that's what I would do. I mean, first thing I would do is go down low, and they're in this sort of a matchup
sort of a weird
zone.
matchup zone, yeah. It came off of Cott to Shade over there. Another long rebound for the Skyhawks. Those have been handy here in the early going. 13:06 to go, 20-12. Regis with an 8-point lead. LaRose feeds Boatwright. Agbim into the corner. It's Cott. Drives the lane. Hangs, lays it up, and gets it. Able to dribble past C.J. Reed there.
And Reed had his hand on the ball.
First bucket.
So that was
a
strong move.
Singh hands back to Reed. Reed thought about the 3. Now he's going to pull up at the top of the key. That's no good. Rebound ripped down and out of there by Boatwright.
That's a great rebound by Brendan Boatwright.
Caught into the lane. The floater is up, no good. LaRose is there for the putback, but Aquel will go to the line. Shoot a couple of free throws.
Well, what can't you say about Aquel Cott that hasn't already been said, right? Second in the country, tied for second in the country scoring with 24.4 points per game. I mean, free throw shooting, he's number 4 at 86%. first in the conference in scoring. Everything that you can imagine about Aquel Cott, he is that.
Cott's first free throw is good. If he hits the next one, he'll draw the Skyhawks back to within 4. Simmental and Ofston check out. Bokel and Egan back into the game.
And Egan's really the guy that sort of started it going for Regis. The crowd's starting to fill up here.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, a steady stream of them coming in. And this was a loud, fired-up crowd during introductions. I thought this crowd was ready to go. Regis has done a nice job of taking the crowd out of it a little bit. Skyhawks have clawed back from 10 down. They trailed 13-3. Regis just came out firing. Eddie Egan with 10 points to lead them. Skyhawks down by 4 now. LaRose does a great job of denying Bokel. Baseline drive by Reed. Kicks out up top to Singh. Singh into the lane, gets a couple of defenders in the air, leans in, and scores over Stafford.
That was a nice move by
really
Singh.
Nice move. Nice finish by Jazz Singh. Stafford going to try and get it back into the lane. The kick out to Garber up top. Agbin passed on the 3. LaRose wants one from long range, and it's good. That's a great extra pass by Obi Agbin.
Gets them within 3. That's a great extra pass, like you said, Bob. And when LaRose hits that first one, that's a good night for him.
And we waited 8 minutes into the game before he took it. 11:53 to go. We're at the second media timeout. The Skyhawks have survived an early run from Regis and now trail it by only 3. 16-9. The Skyhawks have outscored Regis since the Rangers jumped out to that 13-3 start. Big 3 from Brendan LaRose.
Yeah, they're 8 of 11 shooting, 73%. They're 3 of 4 from 3 points, and they're 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Fort Lewis, on the other hand, 7 of 15, 47%. 2 of 7 from 3, which is highly unusual for us, and just 3 of 5 from the free throw line. 3 assists, no turnovers. They also have 3 assists and 1 turnover. Their leading scorer is Egan with 10. Fort Lewis led by Stafford with 7. Cott with 4. We need to turn the screws up and
we
push
saw
passes.
And I turned the screws up is I think probably our best bet. It's postseason basketball time. This team, the difference between this team this year and the team last year, Rick, you and I have agreed probably the biggest difference is what we can do defensively.
Yes.
And when a team, last year when a team came in and was hot against us, defensively, we struggled to slow them down. This basketball team can do that, and I think we need to put a premium on it right now.
Yeah, our defense last year was outscoring them.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. 3 ball on the way. That's going to be off the mark. Another miss. Good defense by LaRose out there to challenge the shot from Mastilovic, the freshman from Serbia. 6'7" forward. Garbra wants a 3. Oh, that's just off the mark. Had a nice line, a little bit too strong.
He's got almost like a set shot.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a jump shot from the 3.
And it's pretty flat, too.
Very
Not
flat, but he's very effective.
Yeah, he is. He is a marksman, that's for sure.
Fort Lewis in a zone
Shoot
here.
the eye out of a fly. Singh wants a 3. That's no good. Not close. Kick the side of the backboard.
That shouldn't have been a reset of the shot clock because it never touched the rim.
Didn't technically touch the backboard. It actually touched the side of the backboard.
Oh, nice back
That's
cut.
a great back pass and a dunk for Mastilovic.
And that's what happens in those zone defenses. You lose sight of your man. Sometimes people sneak through there, and that's a 5-point lead again.
Stafford lobs it down low to Boatwright. Double team comes from Bokel. Skip it cross court to Garber. Junior into the lane.
Nice.
Bounces to Boatwright. Tried to reverse it up and in and was fouled. Is it Mastilovic that gets him?
Bokel, I bet. I think.
Or Bokel?
Yep.
It's Mastilovic.
Oh.
Mastilovic, Chris Skinner
Mastilovic.
says. So we're going to go ahead and say it that way. Get my phone out of my pocket in case David Wilson corrects any of our pronunciations. We want to be on top of it. David Wilson.
Correct us?
I'm sure he's waiting to do that.
And he should.
He should. Someone should, Rick.
Mastilovic.
Mastilovic.
Mastilovic. There we go.
That's what we're going to go with. Skyhawks down by 4 after the make from Boatwright. Big boat. Talk about a,
boy.
I didn't jinx him. I was about to jinx him, and it happened anyways. I was about to talk about what a steady free throw shooter he was. That one all but went down before it rattled out. Skyhawks down by 4. Big steal from Stafford. Scotty going to try and finish with the reverse and does. Oh, what a great finish. He felt Reed coming, and instead of going up and trying to dunk over him, draw the foul, just a smooth little move to reverse that around the right side.
Well, he was able to use the basket as a defender against the defender, and that was a sweet move.
Oh, that's a carry.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy, I don't know. He definitely pinned that against his hip. There is no way, Rick. Right in front of the official.
Yeah.
And, of course, one of those deals, Skyhawks worry about the non-call, and they knock down a shot.
3-point shot.
27-22, the lead's back to 5. Boatwright looking for room. He's going to rise and fire off the glass. No good. Bokel the rebound.
Tough shot there by Brendan Boatwright. We go back to man-to-man defense.
9:24 to go, past the midpoint of the first half. Reed drives. The kick out to Mastelovic, and now Singh from the top, guarded by Boatwright. Hands to Bokel. Dribbles off the screen, down low. Reed reverses it up, can't get it. May's going to be called for the foul. Reed is an active player off the bench. Good jumper, pretty quick. He feels more than anybody else like one of the Fort Lewis guards.
Well,
Flashes a lot of athleticism and speed.
Last time they played, Reed was their guy. He scored 14 against Fort Lewis last time. That was a nice-looking shot there on the free throw. Lead back up to 6.
Boatwright going to take a rest with 4 points. Sekou Dembele back into the game for Fort Lewis. So Stafford becomes the 4 again in this lineup. Reed going to check out. Aiden Sevilla, the 6'1" sophomore guard out of San Ramon, California. Number 5 checks into the game. He's guarding Cott. Boy, Sevilla wraps around right in front of the same official who missed the palming call. Boy, and bang there, and there comes the call.
It's enough of that. The official's like, okay, we've seen enough of that.
Yeah, I would hope so. Either that or he's going to have to actually sign in on a Quell's dance card.
Yeah, right.
Stafford the inbounds to Cott. Quell again with Sevilla. Sevilla probably off the bench just to chase Cott around and probably rough him up a little bit. Backs off a Simmental. That shot's off the mark. Dembele up high for the rebound, and there's going to be a foul. Did Singh come under him? On Egan is who
we
slid
like that.
under. We certainly do. Egan picks up his first.
I thought that was his second foul. I guess not.
Eddie Egan with 13 in the first 9 minutes of this game. 8:45 to go in the first half. First 10 minutes, rather. Cott for 3. That's good. He stick that one over Simmental, and Quell has got 7. The Skyhawks within 4 now, 29-25.
Yeah, we need to put a big – I mean, these – I know it's early, but these defensive stops are huge right now.
Sevilla down the lane. Well, that could have been a carry also up to Singh. Singh hands to Egan, dribbles off a Singh screen, creates a little room around Stafford. Yeah. Boy, they're going to call Scotty for the foul.
I think he was on him a little bit.
Got his arm on the way up.
He's a player.
The non-calls in front of the student section, though, are going to earn you that kind of reaction when you make a call against the guy in the yellow shirt.
Yeah.
8:16 to go here in the first half. Rangers up by 4. Eddie Egan getting it done for Regis. Has got 14 now to lead all scorers. Bokel has been quiet. He's going to check out.
Simmental's been quiet. He's only got 5 points.
Aaron Ofston, the 6'8" freshman forward from Longview, Washington. Number 35 checks into the game. Egan off the mark there. He's missed a couple of free throws. The lead is 5 for the Rangers. 8 minutes to go first half. Agbin working off a Dembele screen, dribbled back through it again. Oh, Mays keeps the rebound alive. Sevilla comes out with it. Egan the other way for the easy lay-in, misses it. Great rebound by Cotton, save into Agbin. 2-on-3 the other way. Mays backs it out to Stafford for three, and it's good.
That's a big shot by Stafford.
Keep an eye. Sevilla is making contact on the after the shot. It was with Agbim, then it was with Mays. Sevilla is really out there to stir things up and frustrate. They got the ball to him now. Singh working against Cott. It's a little bit of a mismatch size-wise, but Aquel does a nice job of shutting him down on the baseline. Sevilla has to kick it over to Ofston. Ofston backing in on Dembele. Traveling violation. Great defense, great team defense.
That's what we
by
needed.
the Skyhawks that time. Everybody who was challenged won their one-on-one battle right there.
Yep.
From Cott down on the baseline to up at the top of the key, and then finally Dembele down on the low blocks winning the battle against Ofston. That's the kind of defensive stop you need, Rick. And look, the Skyhawks are going to have the ball when we come back down only 2, a chance to tie or take their first lead of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what we talked about. Even though it was early in the game, we needed those big defensive stops, and that's what we got. 2 in a row, and then Fort Lewis will come down and hopefully tie or take the lead on the next possession. Shooting, although not great, 10 of 22. Their three-point shooting now is 4 of 11. They've cooled off some. They are 10 of 16, 63%. 4 of 7 from 3, and they are 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Fort Lewis has missed 3 free throws, which is unusual for this team. They're only at 57%. They came in shooting 76% from the free throw line.
Had a come from behind in the old layup contest down there.
Well, let's hope it's a come from behind in the old basketball.
In the old basketball game. You know, so far so good, Rick. Really,
Sure.
I mean, you know, the Skyhawks couldn't overcome a slow start, you know, last Saturday night. And we talked about after the game, okay, could this be a good loss? You know what? Maybe, because they found a way here tonight, and they found it on defense, which you never got that feel that they put a premium on defense in that Colorado Mines game. You certainly felt like Mines did.
Well, and for this game, I think, you know, personally, I think it's a little bit good that they got challenged early in this game. Because, you know, they got to get – ooh, that's off.
Cott looking to give the Skyhawks the lead. Simmental there defensively and then ran in to get the rebound. Yeah, well, the Skyhawks have jumped out before the Mines game, have been jumping out the big leads on people and then holding on down the stretch. That's really nerve-wracking in the postseason, right? So, yeah, almost better. Let's go ahead and get a reality check at the start of this. The crowd back into it now. The Skyhawks really showing up defensively. 10 on the shot clock. Wow. Simmental from way deep, not even close.
Oh, boy. You're going to hear it now, right?
Yeah.
That's what's great about it.
Well, and thank you for bringing the student section back into it after they had gotten a little quiet after the timeout and the Cott miss.
Well, you got to relish that because Simmental is too good of a shooter to put up an air ball.
Not going to be many of those. Mays into the corner to Garbra for 3, just off the mark. Great rebound, another great rebound by Mays. Sevilla, who else with the foul?
Right.
He is really physical.
He is.
And yeah,
they haven't
glad they caught it.
They have him listed at 6'1", and I would be surprised if he's 6'1".
He is a 5'11" bulldog.
That's a Rick O'Block tape measure right
there. He is. And you meant that very much as a compliment, too. Scrappy players. Sevilla goes to the bench after committing a couple of fouls. Mays can't convert on the free throw, though, so a golden opportunity to tie it up. Slips away from the Skyhawks. Let's see if they can get another stop. This would be the 4th in a row. Simmental to Ofston. To Simmental. Big screen up top, and Simmental buries the jumper.
And looks
Aaron Ofston with the huge screen to free him up. Skyhawks trail it by 4 now. 6 minutes to go in the half.
I think it's one of those games where if Fort Lewis actually, when they take the lead, they're going to hold on to the lead. It's just we got to get the lead. There's another
Mays
miss.
with another miss. Boatwright down there, 1 on 4. Tried to keep the rebound alive, couldn't do it. Here's Bokel flying down.
That was good
Good
look
job by
Mays.
Garbra to stop him there. It was. Skyhawks had good lits. Not that they're taking bad shots. They're just not as crisp as we've seen them. Reed almost has it stolen away by Mays. They get it back to Reed. Leans in. Offson gets Boatwright in the air and able to finish with the left hand. Lead back to 6 now for the Rangers.
That was a great pass.
Was a great pass. Oh, and there's a bump as Mayo Harmon gets caught flat-footed, and Q Mays puts it on the floor, blows on by him. Harmon no choice but to bump him there, and it'll send Q back to the line.
That'll be his
Skyhawks have had a couple of unusual misses at the free throw line tonight, so hopefully Mays can break that.
If by a couple you mean 4 of 8, then yeah.
Well, one by Boatwright. Mays hits that one. Egan going to check back into the game. He comes in as the game's leading scorer with 14 points. Mayo Harmon will sit back down. Mays hits the first free throw. Boy, he was at the line, chance to tie it a couple of possessions ago. He can bring him to within 4 if he hits this one and can't do it. Skyhawks have missed 3 of the last 4 from the free throw line. Simmental working against Mays. Boy, does a nice job of backing him down and then falls to the floor, gets it out to Offson, though. Offston is the safety valve. Reed pushes off on Cott, but Quell going to be called for the foul.
That'll be the 6th foul on Fort Lewis. Or one more in the bonus. Fort Lewis already in the bonus. Regis with 8 fouls against them. Aquel Cott comes out. That's his 2nd foul. I don't even remember the first foul.
I don't either.
Huh.
Offston and the right side elbow. A little dump pass to Bokel, and he gets Boatwright and Garber in the air. Banks it in. Bokel with his 2nd bucket of the game. Lead back to 7 now for Regis as they have survived a Fort Lewis run.
Well, and they found something going on down low. I mean, they're able to get down low for some reason.
Garber in deep. Splits a pair of defenders, and Reed and Bokel, who get caught flat-footed and just have to stand there and watch Garber elevate and lay it in. Mays a near steal on Reed at the timeline, forced him to pick up his dribble, and then Hugh kicks it into the VIP table in front of the bleachers over there. Is she all right? Yes, she is.
She's okay. Q Mays goes, checks on her.
That was awesome.
I'll never kiss this hand again.
That was awesome that Q went and asked her if she was okay.
Sure.
That was great. 21 seconds on the shot clock.
5-point lead for the Rangers.
Regis with the ball. 4:20 to go in the first half. Mays, again, Reed picks up the dribble. Q, he's able to track it down, though. Nice defense from Q Mays right here. Look at him dogging Simmental. Simmental runs into Boatwright, and he really, really did just put his head into Boatwright's chest. I mean, that was sure felt initiated by Simmental.
That's 2 fouls on Boatwright. That's a tough call, man. I mean, really tough call. Because the player's entitled to their position on the court.
Well, that's what I mean. I think Simmental literally battering rammed Brendan Boatwright's sternum. It's one of those. Just because Simmental went to the floor didn't mean Boatwright committed the foul. Simmental at the line, hearing it from the student section, but shooter that he is.
88% free throw shooter on the season.
Connects with his 8 points, and suddenly he's not having a quiet night anymore. Their leading scorers now got 9, and the Ranger lead is 7. 4:08 to play, 38-31. Regis on top. Mays into the lane, picks up his dribble, gets it to Agbim. Obi working against Reed. Dribbles left, kicks it out to Stafford. Scotty into the lane. Dish out to Agbim for 3. That's good. Obi. Reed a little slow to close out on him. Nice kick out by Stafford.
Yeah,
they had to honor him down low as Scotty's been aggressive.
We needed that basket. That was a big basket for Fort Lewis. And interesting matchup, Q Mays on Simmental.
Well, Q just chasing him. Simmental going to pull up and stick that over Dembele. He's starting to feel it. Got the screen from Offston to rub Q off, and then nice little pull-up jumper before Dembele could get involved in the paint. Leads back to 6 for Regis. Agbim working against Reed. Gets the screen to the rim for the 2-hand jam. Obi with the last 5 points for the Skyhawks, and Fort Lewis down by 4. 3:08 to go first half.
Yeah, Fort Lewis, the last time they played, outscored Regis by by 11 in the first half.
Skyhawks went ahead and came off Offson on the screen. They kicked back out to him. He couldn't deliver on the three-point shot. Mays continues to be ice cold here tonight, missing that jumper.
0 of 4 from the field for Q.
1 of 3 from the free throw line.
Yep.
For Mays. Unheard of. Bokel with it on a wing, drives his hand on his shorts. And he's talk about quiet. Aaron Bokel hadn't done much. Mays almost comes up the steal there, but
it's going to be his
called
second
for the foul. I like his defense, so he is. You know what? He absolutely couldn't hit water from a boat right now. But on defense, he has given 110%. I think he's recognized it's not his night offensively so far, but Mays is trying to get it done at the other end. Unfortunately, he picks up his second personal.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's how you get going on
Sure.
offense, when you get some big plays on defense.
2:30 to go. Regis with a 40-36 lead. They'll be at the free throw line when we come out of this timeout. 14 points for Scotty Stafford, lead the Skyhawks. Eddie Egan has matched him with 14 to lead the Rangers, who came in here a year ago as the number 6 seed and pulled off a first-round upset in the RMAC tournament. Looking to do the same thing this year as the 7th seed.
Yep.
Fort Lewis team that was cruising through the second half of the season until dropping their regular season. It had moved up to a number 5 ranking nationally before dropping their regular season finale last Saturday here at home to Colorado School of Mines. It just, boy, everything the last few weeks has had that sort of playoff postseason feel, Rick, right? Anything can happen, and sure enough, we're seeing this is Super Bowl for the Rangers.
You know, it really is, and hand it to them for not being intimidated by coming down to the college, Wayland Gymnasium, Bob Hoffman Court, and sort of putting it in the face of Fort Lewis early in this game, up by 4 and at the free throw line. Number 2, Aaron Bokel from the free throw line. Not a great free throw shooter, 67%, but, you know, strange things happen when you're in the playoffs, and he could probably go perfect for tonight.
Bokel's free throw is good. He's got 5 now.
Aaron Bokel averages 11 points a game, so he's a scorer.
Well, he fills up every column of a stat sheet. We've seen him active as a rebounder, but he's their leader in assists, and he just does a lot of good things for him.
I mean, as bad as Fort Lewis shooting right now, 45%, and as good as they are shooting, it's only a 2-possession game.
Right.
So, you know, there has to be some solace in that by the Skyhawks.
Oh, look at that, getting a man in the air. Well caught with a great job, able to finish then over top of Singh.
Ingalls left open there. Egan, excuse me.
4-point lead now for Regis. The hand to Simmental. He's started to heat up. Their leading scorer on the season has 11 in this one. Drives past Agbim, gets in the air. Up high off the glass, no good. Good job by Obi to at least challenge that shot.
Well, he was totally intimidated by the height of Obi Agbim.
Oh, Scotty Stafford got up in the air, and I think he had a clear path to the backboard there, but he tried to dump it to Dembele and ended up being a turnover. Skyhawks down by 4. Simmental momentarily lost the dribble, retrieved it, 3-ball on the way. That's no good. LaRose up for the board. Skyhawks down by 4. Minute 24 to go in the first half. Caught with it, working against Reed. Gets a Dembele screen, now screen from Stafford. Down the left side, pull-up jumper. That's good.
That's
Big
a nice
bucket
shot
from Cott. Stuck that over Simmental. Doing the old anything you can do, I can do better.
Well, not only
the
that,
two stars are matching each other with 11 points apiece.
He took his time on the shot. You know, it wasn't like rushed. Sort of felt his way around the perimeter, and at the right time just pulled it up for a nice little jump shot. Martinez getting ready to check in for Fort Lewis.
Well, this is going to be offensive for defensive substitution time, especially with a couple of the Skyhawks, Mays in particular, with the 2 fouls, Rick.
Yep.
The timeout from Burgesson, I think, is a good move. A 30-second timeout because he'd like to not come up empty here and not have to worry about the Skyhawks stealing the lead before half, right?
Yeah, they don't want to be tied or
not after leading the whole half.
Right.
They don't want that taken away from them. But by calling the 30-second timeout, he gave Bob Petrak a chance to get some defensive substitutions on the floor, notably Ray Martinez. Let's watch what he does. I think he's going to pick up Egan and chase him around a little bit. Looks like Stafford's going to match up on Mastilovic. He was hot early in the game. We haven't heard from him for a while. He's been on the bench. Reed will go to work against Garbra. LaRose, Shaden, Bokel. Egan gets a screen from Singh, gets double-teamed, and has to pick up his dribble. Nice team defense again from the Skyhawks. Singh wants a three over Dembele and knocks it down. Oh, what a shot from Singh. And now a steal in backcourt by Bokel, who calls a 30-second timeout with 47 seconds to go. The Skyhawks, after the three, just didn't react well. I mean, and it was a heck of a shot from Singh because Dembele got out and challenged it. And I think everybody's shoulders collectively slumped for just a second. And Bokel, their leader in steals, shows why he is so important to them. He hasn't scored much, but that was a key steal at a key moment in the game.
That was just a little lax on the part of the Skyhawks, assuming that nobody is going to be there on the inbound pass. And you know, it's playoff basketball, and you have to be aware of what's going on all the time. And Fort Lewis, after that great shot by Regis, you know, they had a chance to come down and tie it, maybe even take the lead. And now they're going to be, you know, looking to just score on this possession.
Right.
And try and keep Regis from scoring on that timeout by Bogle.
You look down at the bench of Fort Lewis. Cott, Boatwright, and Mays, all three starters on the bench with 2 personal fouls apiece. Skyhawks had been looking to take a lead before half, now just looking to survive until half. Simmental throws one up. Dembele is there defensively. I thought a good job by the official with the no call there.
Sure.
Simmental again tried to force a call. He got away with it to send Boatwright to the bench with his second personal, but no joy that time. Skyhawks with the ball now. 5-second differential between game and shot clock. Not enough time for him to go for a 2-for-1. Down 5, though. They're going to try and make this possession count. Martinez drives baseline, tries to dish to Dembele. Boy, they've tried to thread it to Dembele in some tough spots, and it just hasn't worked out. Huge steal from Agbim, lays it up at the buzzer. Oh, that was an outstanding job by Obi to look up at the clock. And instead of holding on for the dunk, which he didn't have time for, he made sure to finger roll it getting out of his hands right before the buzzer.
I mean,
that's the best play of the half by a Skyhawk, what Obi Agbim just turned in there.
Great court awareness, great clock management awareness there by Agbin. That was right out of his hands right before the buzzer went off to cut the lead down to 3.
And the way the final minute had gone, Rick, the Skyhawks really, really, really needed something. They got it. A big steal from Obi Agbim and a finish to close within 3. Skyhawks fell behind by 10 in the early minutes of the game, 13-3. Were able to close to within 2 on a couple of occasions, but Regis maintained the lead through the first half.
Well, and they just couldn't convert their free throws, and that was really sort of the issue of the whole thing. They're only 5 of 10 from the free throw line. And, you know, when you come in, you're shooting 76%, you go 50%. I mean, they would be ahead right now if they would convert their free throws.
Knock a few down. Hopefully they do in the second half. Like I said, Skyhawks got what they needed. A big, big play by Obi Agbim in the final seconds of the half to pull the Skyhawks within 3. Rick O'Block and I will be back with the second half in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Bob Hoffman Court at Wayland Gymnasium on the campus of Fort Lewis College in beautiful Durango, Colorado. Bob Bonner alongside Rick O'Block. It's the first round of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference Tournament. And the Regis Rangers looking to pull off their second straight opening round upset of the Skyhawks here in Wayland Gymnasium, Rick. They lead it by 3 at the half.
Yeah, Fort Lewis shooting 50%, 33% from 3, and 50% from the free throw line. Largest lead was 10 points at 13-3 for the Rangers. They're going to go down low to Boatwright, and he puts it in.
So strong, just
Big
calm.
basket.
You know, Boat was playing with a lot of emotion in the first half, and there he just looked like he packed the lunchbox and went to work.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's when he plays best, right, is when he is very mechanical in what he does, and he's so good at what he does.
Skyhawks down by only 1. That's
Wow.
close as they'd been for a while, but Eddie Egan picks up where he left off at halftime. Bangs down a big 3, pushes the Regis lead back to 4. That's a little demoralizing. Let's see how the Skyhawks respond. Mays, pull up 14-footer. That's good. Boy, hopefully that gets Q going. He has been ice cold tonight.
Yeah, that's his first field goal of the night.
Skyhawks back to within 2. Bokel with it. Almost took a step before he started his dribble. Egan going to go to work on LaRose. Bank it up, can't get it. Great defense by LaRose. Egan got his own rebound, got trapped in the lane. Bokel sets up, or excuse me, that's Mayo Harmon who camped out in the lane for a little while. Singh wants a 3.
Wow.
He's been really good. That one was over Boatwright. We've seen him sticking 3-pointers over the Skyhawk post players, and I'll tell you what, if their posts can step out and hit 3s, that's going to make them tough to catch up with down the stretch.
That's Egan. That's going to be
his
his
second.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And Singh is 2 of 4 from 3-point, 3 of 5 from the field. And, you know, just when you think you sort of like latch it down, he pops a big 3-pointer. He did that in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is even if he, you know, he's making them so Boatwright, Dembele, whoever is the post player out there for the Skyhawks, has to keep coming out and challenging that shot and leaving the paint open. Boatwright responds with a 2 there. Skyhawks back to within 3, but they're trading 2s for 3s with Regis in the early going. They need a stop here. 18-16 to go in the contest.
Well, it matches the halftime lead, 3 points. And Egan's a force.
Oh, that's
Good
great
steal.
hands by Boatwright. The outlet to Mays, 2-on-1. Q up high, lay it up. A charge. Wow, Simmental was almost under the basket, Rick.
Not only was he under the basket, I don't think Q even touched him. He just elevated, and that's going to be the 3rd foul on Q Mays.
Wow, that's a really tough call on Mays.
He's not feeling it right now. Q Mays out with 3 points on 1 of 5 shooting, yet to hit from the 3-point line and 1 of 3 from the free throw line.
So Skyhawks get a stop and a defensive turnover, but then lose their point guard with his 3rd foul. It's an offensive one on a fast break layup. Simmental gets the charge call, and then Simmental for 3. It's no good. Caught the rebound. Nice job by Aquel to back it out. Now he's going to turn on the juice, lay it in. Aquel caught, gets the Skyhawks to within 1 again. They've been there a couple of times here since the start of the half.
Now's when we need a big lockdown defense right here against Regis.
Singh into the lane,
steal.
stolen away by Stafford. 3-on-2 the other way. Scotty splits a pair of defenders to lay in, and the Skyhawks have their first lead of the game. Egan the other way. Oh, and Stafford going to be called for a really momentum-killing foul there.
Ooh, boy, that's a tough call.
As Egan stepped into him. Scotty's second. Garbra will check into the game for Brendan LaRose. Skyhawks lead it by 1, but a couple early fouls has changed the complexion of the game again. Mays on the bench with 3, and then a tough call there on Stafford after he gave the Skyhawks the lead. Singh down low. Mayo Harmon loses it out of bounds. There's that back cut again. Early in the half, it looked really good a couple of times, but they couldn't connect with the pass.
Yep.
The same thing there. Mayo Harmon actually beat Cott on the back cut, but the bad pass went out of bounds.
Well, and that was really set up because Singh faked the 3-point shot that pulled Boatwright up. because he's been making those. And so Boatride's got to be aware and conscious of that. Back out. We'll see. Here we go.
3 from the corner for Garbra is in and out, no good. Boatright the rebound, bank it up, get it. Skyhawks by 3.
Huge rebound by Boatright.
Boatright's got 6 here in the second half, 6 of his 10 points. And he's got the Skyhawks up by Trey. Singh gets rid of it to Bokel. Garbra out to guard him. I like that matchup for the guard. I think he can play the 4 against Bokel. Bokel ends up taking him in and drawing the foul there.
Bokel at 6'5", and Junior Garbra at 6'1".
Dembele going to check in. Ofston to come out. Garbra picks up his first personal. I think Dembele is probably going to check in for Boatright. That's been the rotation for Bob Petrak. Ofston will see if he comes in for Singh or Masilovic.
You can
Bokel's
see
free throw's good.
Agbin was talking to Petrak, and as he's talking to Petrak, Simmental came over and stood in the huddle with him, trying to find out what was going on. And you're right, Boatright comes out, and Dembele goes back in, and Fort Lewis up by 2.
And Singh comes off the floor, the sharpshooter for Regis. Ofston is giving them great minutes. Ofston's screens on the perimeter really effective in the first half. He created a lot of offense by screening effectively. Mayo Harmon, Garden caught, double team, gets it out to Stafford. Scotty into the lane, loses the handle, stolen away by Masilovic and got away from Stafford. Skyhawks still lead it by 1. Regis looking to regain here. Mayo Harmon into the lane, lean in, bank it up, get it. Nice roll for Chase Mayo Harmon. He hit a 3 in the first half and then nothing until that bucket there. He's got 5. Cott going to dribble by Mayo Harmon, and he's going to pick up his 3rd personal.
And that's
part
big.
of the reason why we didn't hear from him after that 3 in the first half.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a big foul, and Cott taking advantage of his speed and quickness. That's their 2nd foul. More importantly, Harmon gets his 3rd. Right now, Fort Lewis shooting 56%, 22 of 39. They're at 18 of 31 at 58%. The difference in this game, quite honestly, Bob, is they've hit 7 more free throws than we have.
Mm-hmm.
They're shooting 86%. We're shooting 50%. And you would have thought coming into the game it would have been just the opposite because free throw shooting is not what they're best at.
Their season averages would have suggested that.
Yeah, I mean, their season average is...
especially in this gym.
Yeah, I mean, it's 73%. So, you know.
But the Skyhawks did do what they needed to do in the first 4 minutes, Rick. They were able to eat up the last 3 points of that deficit. Actually took a 3-point lead. Now, Regis has responded with 4 straight. And the Skyhawks trail it by 1.
Yeah, I really think that if Fort Lewis can get this lead back, that they'll hold on to it and finish out the game. But Regis has come to play, and you got to hand it to them. They're playing really good basketball, shooting really well.
Mayo Harmon, Simmental, Masilovic, Ofston, and Bokel on the floor.
They're also
Who's
shooting.
the point in this group? Would Simmental play point for them?
Yeah, I would think Simmental would play point against Obi Agbin.
Caught with it left side. Bokel comes out to guard him.
That's
well,
off.
a little crossover dribble 3 on the way. They battle down low,
Wow.
Ofston and Dembele, and the whistle goes against Sekou.
Fort Lewis picking up a lot of incidental fouls.
Yeah, they are.
That's the 4th foul on Fort Lewis already, and we're only 4 minutes and 31 seconds into this second half.
Bokel in backcourt. He'll be part of the group that brings it up. Simmental actually runs across the timeline and waits for the ball to get there. Mayo Harmon controls right now. They hand to Simmental. Agman guarding him. They get it in the corner. Masilovic. He'll hand to Simmental. Go to work now against Stafford. Scotty denies him. Ofston with it on the elbow. Dribbles away from Sekou. Get it on the arc to Bokel. Great find down low. Mayo Harmon and Agbin fouls him to lead to the potential 3-point play. How about that pass from Bokel? Great no-look from Aaron Bokel, the 6'5" senior forward out of Eagle Crest High School in Aurora. The lead for Regis now swells back to 3. Mayo Harmon a chance to make it a 2-possession game. 5 minutes into the second half, 15 minutes to go in the contest.
70% free throw shooter from Harmon as they continue to do great from the free throw line. 13 of 15 now for Regis.
Boy, Mayo Harmon comes to the bench. He picked up that third foul a couple of possessions ago. Burgesson left him out there long enough to get that three-point play before he brings C.J. Reed back into the game. So Regis steals an extra minute out of Mayo Harmon. He's got 8 points now as he goes to the bench. Agbim rises for a 15-footer. Drills that over top of Simmental. And then you see Obi sneak up on Simmental. Thinking about a steal if the Rangers would have tried to give it to their talented guard. But they saw Obi coming. Here comes Reed down the left side.
Q's got to be very careful on this not to pick up that additional foul.
Mays back on the floor with 3 fouls on him right now. Here comes Simmental into the lane. Great defense by Sekou. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Simmental, the floater is good over Stafford. Boy, that was great recovery by David Simmental. He's got 13 now, and the Regis leads back to 4. Agbim on the arc, working against Masilovic. Into the corner, Garbra for 3. That's short. High off the iron. Simmental goes up to grab it.
Fort Lewis has got to start looking to get some points in the paint. If you look at the shot chart, most of the misses.
Local throws that one up, and Obi going to be called for the foul there. I think there's a little bit of player control going on there as well. Agbim's going to pick up his second.
Other than 4 misses inside of 15 feet, all of Fort Lewis misses have been outside of 15 feet and the three-point line. And you just, when you got big guys down there like LaRose and Dembele and Boatwright, and you've only gone to the line 10 times.
Well, Coach O'Block, apparently.
Oh, there you go.
Coach Petrak saw the same thing as you. LaRose and Boatwright going to check right back in. The Skyhawks are going to go Twin Towers on this. Agbim, I think, is going to check out in favor of a Quell Cott here.
It's a 10-2 run by Regis.
So let's see if it's Q. Nope, it's Scotty Stafford who comes off the floor. So, yeah, with Scotty playing that 4 position, you bring LaRose into the game. You bring Stafford off. And the Skyhawks now big in the blocks. Let's see if they feed their beast. They trail it by 6 again all of a sudden, 62-56. 13:40 to go in the game.
Yeah, 11-2 run by
Agbim for 3. That's good. Obi again over top of Simmental. And it's a timeout for the Skyhawks. Like we said, Rick, pound it down low.
Right.
Let's go crash the glass and score in the paint. No, Obi Agbim spots up and drains a 3. But
as long as he makes it, that's great.
well, it was great, but you also saw what we've seen throughout the game is that one post player from the Skyhawks stay down in rebounding position.
Right.
There were 2 trees down there waiting for a miss that time.
Right.
Fortunate that Obi made it, but at the same time, I think LaRose and Boatwright were out there looking for second chance opportunities too.
Yeah, and the crowd, you can just feel the crowd wants to get behind this so bad right now, and they're just hoping for a run by Fort Lewis.
Well, Regis has fed off the crowd more than Fort Lewis since we started, though.
Yeah.
I thought even though the crowd was a little smaller than it is now when this game first started at 6 p.m., it was a pretty raucous crowd. They were into it during the introductions. Regis come out and got that first bucket and quieted the crowd, ran out to that 13-3 run to start the game. And, yeah, you're right. Every time the Skyhawks get the crowd going, seems like Regis comes up with a big play to put them back in their seats.
Well, like I said, they went on that 11-2 run, took that 6-point lead, now cut down to 3. And, Fort Lewis has got to get some stops. And even though we have a tremendous amount of time in the second half, you got to stop. You got to start working on that now. You can't wait till later in the game to get those critical stops.
13:37 to go in the game. Skyhawks down by 3. Coming out of the timeout, Jazz Singh will inbounds. Length of the floor to go. Skyhawks showing full court pressure. All 5 Skyhawks players in backcourt. This is a pretty aggressive 1-2-2 press. They're going to now trap Offson, or try to. He does a nice job of reversing the ball. They get it ahead to Egan. And now back to Reed. He'll run the point. Skyhawks looks like stay in the zone, Rick.
It looked like he shuffled his feet there.
Reed for
There you
three.
go.
That's good. Rangers make the Skyhawks pay for that zone again, and they have most of the night, Rick.
Yep, 8 of 15 from the three-point line. And I'm going to work that ball down low. That's a tough pass.
Yeah, it was. Cott does a nice job going to get that one over top of Reed. Now Quell going to drive baseline, reverse it up and in. Oh, what a move. He beat Reed and then beat Singh down low. Cott has the Skyhawks back to within 4. He's got 15 now. For one of the leading scorers in the nation, Quell Cott, the junior out of Amarillo, Texas. Reed picks up the dribble, and there's a kick from Q. Just great defense from Q. He's out there with 3 fouls right now. Has to be careful, but at the same time, he hasn't been much of a scoring force, so it's been nice to see the disruption he can create on defense.
Well, that's just what I was going to say. His defense has been huge tonight.
His third foul was an offensive foul, actually. Bounce pass down low. Boatwright tries to reach in on it. Doesn't come up with it. Ofston ends up with the dunk as Boatwright overplays it a little bit. Agbim to Mays. Q wants a 3. That's good. Oh, what a shot by Q Mays. Skyhawks within 3 now. You just sort of saw him take that pass and knew it was going to go, Rick.
Yeah, you know, that once he starts feeling it, watch out, because he can really put it, he can fill it up.
Now, if I'm Reed, I give it to Egan, and if I'm Egan, I put it on the floor and challenge Mays defensively. But no, Reed tries the shot, and Q up high for the rebound. Regis does not want to let Mays get going. 3 ball on the way from Q. That's good. We're tied at 67.
Well, there you go. I mean, he's very streaky and wasn't feeling it in the first half, and comes out in the second half with 3 fouls and starts putting it in.
Again, Rangers need to attack him, but Reed dribbles by him instead into the lane. Simmental rises and hits the shot over Agbim, quiets the crowd a little bit.
They do a terrific job of passing in the lane.
Caught for 3, chance at the lead. It's too strong. Long rebound, corralled by LaRose. I would have liked to see Brendan turn around and shoot that. He'll shoot this one.
That's
LaRose for the lead is good.
Nice shot, Brendan LaRose. Fort Lewis takes the lead. Brendan LaRose with his second three-pointer.
11 minutes to play, 70-69. Skyhawks on top. Looking for a stop here. Reed walks it up. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, a near steal from Q. Baseline drive from Egan, reverses it up and in as he ended up sucking Boatwright out into the corner and beating him off the dribble. LaRose rotated over in the lane but didn't get there quick enough. The lead is 1 for the Rangers. Agbim dribbles away from Simmental. Gets it to Boatwright down low, stripped by Simmental. Reed comes up with the steal. Goes down, the bounce pass back to Ofston for the jam. Things got a little crazy in transition there, and Ofston with the second dunk in the last couple of minutes has Regis back up by 3. The Rangers will not go away.
Well, and that all started when Boatwright couldn't get the handle on the ball.
There's a great bounce pass to him.
Get in there.
And 1. Is it Egan? It's his third foul if it is. Eddie Egan. Nope. 22. It's Singh who also picks up a third foul.
We'll take it.
And Boatwright will be at the line with a chance to tie it up after this timeout. 10:05 to go. We're midway through the second half, and boy, we've got a good one, Rick.
Well, I mean, the intensity level for Fort Lewis has picked up in the second half, where it didn't feel like it was there as much in the first half. And, you know, hand it to Regis. They're just scrapping and grinding for every single thing they possibly can. We're going to have number 4, Mayo Harmon, check back in for Regis.
And he'll come back on the floor with 3 fouls. Q Mays, a big gamble by Bob Petrak to put Q Mays back out there with 3 fouls and 2 points a couple of minutes ago. Here we are now 2 minutes later. Q Mays has 3 fouls and 9 points. Rick has also picked up a rebound or 2 in there and nearly picked up a steal. Boatwright with a chance to tie it up when we come back out of this timeout. Boat will be at the free throw line. That was an area that wasn't kind to the Skyhawks in the first half. Hopefully, Brendan Boatwright, a good good guy to send to the charity stripe to try and reverse that trend.
Yeah, again, they've only been to the line 10 times. They've converted 5, whereas Regis has been there 17 times and converted 15 at 88%. Wow. Crazy.
10 more made free throws for the Rangers, who lead by 1 here in Durango.
Harmon comes in. He's got 3 fouls.
Now who? And it must have just been the second foul on Singh. I know that's who they charged it to. Harmon out there with 3. Singh out there with 2. Egan out there with 2. They're leading scorers, with the exception of Simmental, all on the cusp of foul trouble. Boatwright completes the 3-point play. Boat goes to the bench with 13 points, and Stafford comes back in to play the 4 now.
A lot of speed out
This
there.
is a smaller lineup, though. Bokel the 4 for Regis right now, so Singh is their only big on the floor. LaRose matches up on him, and you see Stafford matches up on Bokel. He's going to give up about 3 or 4 inches to Bokel, but not as many as he would to Offson or some of the other post players. There's Bokel. All of a sudden now Stafford in a mismatch guarding Singh.
That's a good
Singh
switch.
has it stripped by Stafford. Now going to try and put it on the floor and back Scotty down. Turnaround jumper is good. Wow. Great defense from Stafford. Wasn't anything else Scotty could do there.
How about Singh going 4 of 6?
Well, you know, if you're going to knock off a front runner at home, pull off an upset, Mays with the jam to tie it up. You're going to have an X factor, and I think Singh has been their X factor tonight.
No question about it. I mean, he's the guy that you wouldn't have thought to step up to the level that he has, and he's just been lights out.
Well, last year it was Egan. There's Egan again with the reverse. There's that back cut. They finally do find someone with a decent pass after a good back cut, and Egan makes the Skyhawks pay. He's got 21 now.
This is a team that only comes in averaging 72 points a game. They're at 77 with basically 9 minutes left.
Agbim, a ball fake, rises for a 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Mayo Harmon. Rangers with a 2-point lead, a chance to build on it here after the Skyhawks come down and are 1 and done. 8.5 minutes to go in the game. Bokel on the dribble, loses the handle in front of the Regis bench, able to track it down. He's going to pound it again and go after Stafford. Now he gives it up to Mayo Harmon, top of the key Singh. Boy, has he been dangerous tonight. Hands to Simmental. Simmental shoots over LaRose. That's no good. Caught with the rebound. Be nice to see a Quell with an offensive answer here. He'll take it down the floor, left side. Oh, what a fake. Can't hit the first shot. The putback's no good, but he's fouled by Bokel. A Quell caught. Gets a defensive rebound, takes it the length of the floor, misses a couple of bunnies.
Just the first personal foul on Bokel. That was a big one, though. Well caught. We talked about his free throw shooting, 86% on the season. Number 4 in the RMAC.
Looking to get both of these and tie it. He hits the first one. Skyhawks within 1. Dembele going to check in for LaRose. Singh comes off the floor. Offston in there, so it'll be Sekou and Offston banging down low.
This is their tallest group.
Mastalovich, though, back on the floor. Exactly, Rick. Mastalovich out there, the 6'7" freshman, along with Bokel. So they have 3 post players on the floor. Garbra going to check in for Cott. And this is a very undersized Skyhawk lineup.
Yes, very fast, but very undersized compared to what's out there right now on the court.
Simmental in backcourt, guarded by Agbim, gets a screen from Offston, but Obi able to catch back up with him. They go high post to Bokel. Bokel guarded by Garbra. Now outside Simmental into the lane. There's the floater. Not good. Boy, he saw Sekou and pulled the trigger a little too quick, I think, after beating Agbim off the dribble. Obi comes up with the rebound.
I thought he was going to dish it off in the lane again.
Stafford wants an 18-footer. It's too strong. Dembele, a big rebound, and he's fouled by Simmental.
That's his first foul. 6 fouls on Regis.
Tied up. Not a free throw shooting situation, which isn't the worst news in the world, with Sekou picking up the foul. 77, we're tied at 77 with 7:33 to go, Rick. And we got what we needed.
Yeah, Fort Lewis is
tie this thing up, but again, boy, It'd sure feel nice to just go ahead and put these guys to bed. I don't know that Regis is going to let that happen, though, tonight.
No, I mean, they're playing really, really well. And Fort Lewis doing everything they can to fight back into this game. And down by 3 at halftime and tied it up, actually took a 3-point lead. But got to hand it to Regis. They're doing a good job.
Yeah. I really did think if the Skyhawks could ever get over that hump and actually take the lead, that they might be able to turn the lights out on this one. But the Rangers, not to be denied, and they keep coming up with honestly, what's happening now is that their big players are coming up with the big plays and big moments.
Yes.
They had the X-Factor plays from Singh and Mastalovich in the first half. We're seeing guys like Bokel and Simmental come up with their really big plays here in the second half to keep them in the lead for the most part, or at least tied with the Skyhawks.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good possession for Fort Lewis. Hopefully we can convert, take that 2-point lead.
Reed is in there for Simmental, who comes to the bench after the foul. Even though it was only his first of the game, probably about the time for him to get a little breather. Let's see if the Skyhawks can make something out of it. Stafford, the inbounds to Agbim. Obi shakes off Mays, now gives it to Q on the left side, working against Mastalovich. Agbim, lots of room from the top of the key. That's good. Obi gets a screen up top. Reed is slow to get around the screen and close out. Agbim takes his time and buries the Fector. Skyhawks lead it by 3, 80-77. Need a stop here.
Huge shot by Obi.
Mayo Harmon, a floater in the lane, is no good, but he's fouled. Boy, someone bailed him out there. Agbim is going to be called for his third personal. And yeah, Mayo Harmon a little out of control, took a bad shot there and able to get a trip to the free throw line out of it.
Obi's
going to plead his case.
17 points, 7 of 11 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. Harmon knocks it down. Not a great free throw shooter, 69%, 70%.
Hit the first bucket of the game, buried a 3 to start things off right for Regis. Then got quiet because he had foul trouble. He's been out there with 3 personals for a while, and he's now in double digits with 10 points. Has the Rangers back to within 1. 7 minutes to go. Skyhawks looking to advance to the semifinals of the RMAC tournament at home. Regis hoping for the second year in a row to pull off an upset in round 1 here in Wayland Gymnasium. Agbim into the corner. Stafford for 3. That's no good. Scotty back off the mark again. Mastalovich comes up the board easily. Gets it to Bokel. Bokel hands to Mayo Harmon. Now up top, Ospis. Ospis into the corner. That's Mastalovich. Gets a screen. Rises for a 15-footer. No good. Dembele is there to come up with the block. And now Skyhawks on the run. They don't have numbers, so they back it off. Here comes Q Mays. Nice dish to Dembele, who's fouled by Mastalovich. Cannot finish the jam. Sekou will go to the line, shoot a couple.
Yeah, and this is not his strength. We've talked about this before all season. Dembele on the season, he is 44% from the free throw line. So if you want somebody at the free throw line, this is your guy, if you're Regis.
Now, I will say for Regis, they're having to sub Egan and Singh right back in. They did not hurt the Skyhawks with this big lineup, even though Dembele was the only post player on the floor for Fort Lewis. Skyhawks were down 3 when Egan and Singh went off the floor. They lead it by 1 here. Simmental checks back in 2. Ofston and Reed and Mastilovich to the bench for Regis. Cott checks back in for Garbra for the Skyhawks. And it looks like Brendan LaRose will check in if Dembele can hit this free throw. 6:22 to go. Skyhawks by 1, and no LaRose returns to the bench. And Dembele, coach must have known he was going to hit that free throw. Let him stay out there. Nice job by Sekou. That's his first point of the game, but don't let that fool you. He is done what Sekou does. Be a big defensive force, big rebounder down there for the Skyhawks. Singh with it on the wing. Boy, Dembele gets tied up with him, and Sekou going to be called for his third foul.
I mean, boy.
It does seem many times that, you know, if there's a halo around the Skyhawk players. The offensive player from Regis is invading that halo and invading the Skyhawk space. But it seems like instinct, the defender's being whistled for the foul in those instances. We saw Simmenthal got one on Boatwright earlier. We've seen one called on Mays like that.
Yeah, it appeared, and of course this is just my perception, but it appears the big fouls are going against Fort Lewis. The touch fouls are going into the favor of Regis, and they have a chance to tie it up here with Singh at the line. He's 1 of 1, 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
He's got a dozen now, and we're tied at 81. 6:03 to go here in the ball game. 5 players on the floor for Regis right now, all in double figures. 5 players on the floor for the Skyhawks, all in double figures. How often have you seen that? Agbim in deep, high off the glass, and scores it.
That's a huge shot by Obi. Get that three-point play.
Now Singh picks up his 3rd personal foul. So that makes it an even bigger play by Obi. Boatwright quickly rotates out, and LaRose comes back in as 5:49 to go, and we're already seeing offensive for defensive substitutions from Bob Petrak and Ty Danielson.
78% shooter on the season for Obi.
Agbim can put him up by 3, and he does. Obi's got 20 now, and he'll come to the bench. Garbra comes back in to play defense. Petrak will work that bench for the final 5:49. Skyhawks lead it by 3, 84-81. Bokel in backcourt gives to Simmenthal, student section, trying to help out a little bit. 20 on the shot clock. Bokel.
A lot of team speed out there for the Skyhawks.
To Mayo Harmon. They switch him up after the screen. Now Singh working against LaRose. Hands to Simmenthal. LaRose picks him up in the switch and is going to guard him. Simmenthal in deep. Blocked by Mays. Skyhawks. 3-1 break. Cott looks to finish, and he's fouled by Egan. Egan thought he got all ball, but it's his 3rd foul, and it's going to send one of the RMAC's best to the line in Aquel Cott.
Well,
looking for his 18th and 19th points.
Aquel could have hit the trailer on that to get a layup because there was no Ranger within anywhere close to.
Yeah, that was a 4-on-1 break for the Skyhawks. Nice job by Mays to get the block and then hit the outlet. Cott hits the free throw. The lead is 4. This is the biggest lead of the game for the Skyhawks, Rick. Simmenthal checks out, and Reed comes back in. Egan stays out there with the 3 fouls. So Egan, Mayo Harmon, and Singh all on the floor with 3 fouls apiece for Regis. Hugh Mays out there with 3 for the Skyhawks. Cott hits the free throw. His 19th point of the night. And Fort Lewis now leads it by 5, a little more than 5 minutes to go.
Well, here's where you just got to put the screws to them and lock them down for the next couple possessions. And
how good has Hugh Mays been out there? That shot off the mark. Great rebound by Stafford to take that away from Singh. Settle down, pull it back, Scotty. There you go to Mays up top. How good has Mays been in the second half out there with 3 fouls, Rick?
Yeah,
up to 11 points now after having only 1 in the first half.
Shows his experience and his leadership.
For 3. That's going to be short.
Probably a tough shot there.
It was. Rebound to Bokel, but when Q's feeling it, we've never once wanted him to not shoot it, I don't think. And he's feeling a little bit the second half finally. Egan to Singh up top. LaRose out there to make sure he doesn't get hot again from the arc. Egan with it again. He's been quiet for a while. In deep, throws up a wild one. It doesn't catch iron. Singh going to turn around, bank it up, no good. Loose ball. Oh, what's that call?
What is going on here?
Now that one's really, boy, it's going to go against Stafford, but.
They're going to say they put a body on him and they're going up for the rebound. And, you know, that's one of those that we sort of talked about.
Bokel hits the floor hard, but man, oh man.
Wow. The referee's telling Petrak that he wants him to direct his conversation to a different person. How's that for?
Well, it ain't going to do him any good to come up here and yell at us. 4:16 to go. Skyhawks by 5, and Bokel trickles that one home. Aaron Bokel with 11 points now for the Rangers.
Boy,
Yeah, and it was, I mean, it was hard to see. Maybe, you know, that was, but certainly another one of those bang calls that went against the Skyhawks here tonight at home.
Yeah.
Mastilovic set to check in after the free throw if Bokel makes it, and he does, and Bokel will go to the bench.
They are 20 of 22
Isn't that something?
from the free throw line.
Yep, our
91%.
Our free throw defense has been porous tonight, Rick.
Not a lot you can do about that.
Yeah, that's what they say. Need better smack talk there, maybe, I guess.
Well, that'd be a good one.
It's like basketball, right? The psych out. Cott working the dribble. Looks like Aquel would like to score again. He has the ability to take over. He gets backed into the corner on a double team, has nowhere to go with it, though. It's an easy steal for the Rangers. Skyhawks didn't really look like they knew what they wanted to do on that possession. Fort Lewis up by 3, under 4 minutes to play. Mastilovic into the lane, bounces it to Singh. He gets LaRose in the air, switches over the other side of the rim, banks it home. Skyhawk lead down to 1. Obi Agbim going to check back in. 3.5 minutes to play.
Well,
Mays
Obi
off a
was
LaRose screen. Keeps his dribble. 1-on-4, bang it up, can't get it. Oh, high off the glass. 1-on-4, though. Mays maybe trying to do a little too much there. Here come the Rangers, a chance to regain the lead. A little more than 3 minutes to go. Singh with it, steps out away from the elbow. LaRose fronting him. Now to Simmental. They end up switching off the Singh screen. Mayo Harmon, and now back to Simmental. Put it on the floor, blow by LaRose. Big block from Brendan LaRose with 6 seconds left on the shot clock.
Well, he comes in averaging almost 2 blocks a game, and number 2 in the conference, Brendan LaRose. I think he was at least Defensive Player of the Week twice this year.
2, maybe 3 times, and could have been Offensive Player of the Week a few weeks ago when he decided one weekend to really have a particularly strong offensive showing.
I think the officials are pretty tired of coaches talking to him from the Fort Lewis bench, because Ty Danielson just got a warning from the official to go back to the huddle.
Well, and they will often, I mean, you know this, Rick, they'll take from the head coach stuff that they won't take from the assistant. We saw Ty get talked to last Saturday. Same thing, you know, and a lot of times that's the assistant coach's job, is to go out there and sort of throw the body blows and then let the head coach come in and score the zingers. But, yeah, I think you're right. These officials are not going to be hearing from an assistant coach tonight. They weren't too happy to hear from Bob a couple of plays ago, let alone his assistant.
Yeah, I mean, let the T's go to the coach, right? You don't want a bench foul off of an assistant coach. And staring the officials down is not going to get you anything when you're in a 1-point sort of battling your heart out.
Well, and here you go. You got a 1-point lead. There's good news here, too. You got a 1-point lead because of that block by LaRose. Clean block. There's only 6 seconds on the shot clock. 6 seconds here to make a stand, get the ball back, and see if you can push this lead back up. Skyhawks got it up to 5 in the second half. Regis led by as many as 10 in the first half. Inbounds to Austin. Now Egan, he's been quiet for a while, gets a defender in the air. Mays with another big block, and the shot clock expires. Oh, what a play by Q Mays. Boy, and the official eyeing him as he, I mean, you know, Q wears his heart on his sleeve, but he walked off into a corner to kind of celebrate against the wall by himself. I don't know why you need to eyeball him there.
Yeah, anyway, here we go. We can go up by 3 here.
Yeah, we can.
This is a big possession for Fort Lewis. Good scoring group on the court right now for the Skyhawks.
86-85. Skyhawks lead it by 1. 2.5 minutes to go. Mays into the lane. The kick out to Stafford. 10 on the shot clock. Scotty kicks it out to Cott. 8 on the possession clock. Cott gets a man in the air. Pull up 15-footer over Egan. Oh, what a shot by Cott. He's got 21 now.
And there was absolutely nothing that Egan could do about that. It's that step-back jumper that Aquel has been using about halfway during the season. That's off.
That's way off. Long rebound is batted around by Agbim, and Mayo Harmon's going to pick up his 4th.
And that's going to put them in. We're in the bonus, so I don't know who the foul was on. Was it on Cott?
It'll be Obi who goes to the line to shoot.
Okay.
LaRose will check in for Boatwright with 2:04 to go. Out there defensively.
No bigger free throws than these. Fort Lewis now up 12 of 18, 67%.
88-85. Skyhawks lead it by 3. Their leading scorer tonight, Aquel Cott with 21, but Agbim can match him if he makes this one. It's
Nice.
good.
You look good on that
21
release.
for Obi off the bench. And, man, we've seen him have nights like this, Rick. He's just a nice shooter, great athlete.
I like what he did at the free throw line there. Take a deep breath. That's relax himself before he puts this one up. Gets it.
Knocks it down as well. There's the lead back to 5 for the Skyhawks. A little breathing room. Full court pressure from Fort Lewis. Agbim going to get up in some faces. Bokel with the ball right now. Spins away from Stafford into the lane. Nice job by LaRose to rotate over and force him to kick it back out. Under 2 minutes to play. Egan into the lane. Laid it blocked by LaRose.
Another one.
Oh, that was a swat.
That was a swat, and that sent a message. Come around the basket and get ready to get it bounced out of bounds. And no foul. I mean, that's awesome. Awesome play by Brendan LaRose. Under 2.
Singh under 10 seconds on the shot clock to Simmental. Simmental into the lane. Bounces it to Bogle. 3 on the shot clock. Throws it up. Oh, what a tough finish by Bogle. Boy, showing you, he is just a good player. I mean, he's just a gritty player, Rick. Does so many things well.
Yeah.
And when they needed, I mean, absolutely needed a shot there, down 5. He came up with it, playing against the shot clock and a bigger defender.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the biggest guy on the court by far, and he's number 4 in the conference in rebounding. Number 19 in free throw percentage, 19th in assists, 24th in steals. I mean, he's an all-around player and sort of the kind of guy that you don't like on the other team, but you wish he was on your team, right?
Oh, yeah, I'd take him. Bokel now with 14 points. Players on the floor for Regis. Egan with 21, although he's been quiet in the second half. Bokel's 14. That matches Singh's 14. 15 for Simmental, and 10 for Mayo Harmon. The Skyhawks have 4 double-digit scorers on the floor. Agbin with 22, Cott with 21. Mays with 11. Stafford, Scotty's rolled up 16 points here tonight. And Boatwright out there with 13. So, yeah, all 10 players on the floor in double digits. Nope, the sub for C.J. Reed in for Regis. He's out there with 5 right now, on in place of Simmental.
See if you can get some isolation here and take advantage of the team speed.
Hugh Mays, the kick out to Boatwright. 5 on the shot clock to Mays. 4, 3, 2. Batted away by Reed. Reed slides out of bounds with it. Oh, off of Hugh Mays.
Well, I think part of it was the shot clock had expired. So
good job by Reed to force the turnover. The Skyhawk lead is 3.
I've never really
good defense from Reed.
been a huge fan of slowing the pace down too much, and sometimes that can come back to bite you. And we'll see what happens here with Fort Lewis tonight.
Egan wants to tie it off the mark. Long rebound,
nice.
Grabbed by Stafford. Now Obi will take the air out of it a little bit. Skyhawks by 3, and Petrak wants a timeout with 43 seconds to go, Rick.
Obi was looking for that one-on-one against Simmental. Good game.
Yeah, it is.
Hand it to Regis, man. They came in playing.
Well,
Man.
belief, right? I mean, belief is half the battle, as they say.
Wow.
And I mean, we even before that first-round RMAC upset last year, they came in here and beat us at home in the regular season. We lost Will Whitman that game. I mean, probably it was after that game that the Skyhawks went on their run and did it on the road last year.
Yep.
But then ended up with Regis here in Wayland, and the Rangers they like our gym. It's something about, maybe it's that it's also blue and yellow. I don't know. But yeah, the Rangers, you just can't ever look past them. This was the first game of the first round of the RMAC tournament. The other game's now in progress here tonight. I'm excited to go home and watch the end of those. Rick's seeing if he can pull up any of those scores yet.
No scores yet. Black Hills State plays Westminster. That is not an easy game.
No.
Mesa plays MSU, who they lost to earlier this year. And Colorado School of Mines is playing a Chadron State team that is on a roll
That is
right
the X factor in the tournament, possibly. And Mines, I'm curious to see if there's a letdown for Mines after coming in here and knocking off the 5th-ranked team in the country in the regular season finale a week ago. Egan bats that one out of bounds.
11 seconds on the shot clock. And we have a really good free throw shooting team out on the floor.
And I think you just run a play now. There's enough time off the clock.
Yeah,
Clear out for a Quell if that's what you're going to do. Caught. Boy, he's fouled there. Yep. Egan
That's going to be his
picks
fourth.
up his 4th.
Doesn't matter a whole lot right now with 27 seconds left. We're going to have Boatwright substituted for LaRose for the defensive end of it.
Boy, Brendan LaRose is that sort of human eraser down low in the last 5 minutes.
Marvin Webster
Yeah.
was a human eraser. Played for the Denver
Yep.
Nuggets once.
Yep.
Mostly for the New York Knicks. Don't ask me how I remember that.
Oh. Has anything to do with the Nuggets, you remember it, Ray. Aquel caught, not the guy they wanted to foul, but that's why the Skyhawks got it into his hands and then didn't give Regis any choice. Aquel wasn't going to let go of the ball. He hits the first free throw to make it a 2-possession game with 27 seconds to go. Wow, postseason basketball and then some here.
Woo.
Caught, hits them both. Skyhawks by 5. That's the biggest the Skyhawks have been able to get a lead. Regis just keeps hanging around. Closing seconds, 20 of them to be exact. Egan in the lane, lay it up, can't get it.
Nice,
The
nice
putback
follow.
by who else?
Bogle. That guy.
Man, is he something. 16 points for Aaron Bogle, and honestly, he might as well have 32 because every one of those 16 just seemed to come at a perfect time for his team.
Yeah, I mean, he's just one of those guys. He's sort of like a gnat when you're camping. You want to swish him away, but you can't because they just hang out.
Yeah.
That's what he does. I mean, he's just is a really, really effective player.
Like a gnat, they're drawn to the fire, right?
Right.
Yeah. Bogle just wants to be at a key spot in the floor in a key moment of the game and has done so consistently. Instincts, that's one of those things you just really can't coach instincts.
Yeah, I was just going to say
he's got them.
Some players just have a feel for what's going on and where they need to be at a certain time, and clearly he is one of those players.
Another instinctive player leading the Skyhawks in this one, Obi Agbim. It's a different kind of instinct with him. A little more athleticism gets flashed from Obi. But, yeah, I think those two players have been the difference through the second half of this game, certainly. And it's been fun to just watch them be basketball players.
Well, how big is this inlet pass, right?
Full court pressure from Regis. Skyhawks have a bunch of shooters on the floor again. Stafford will trigger the inbounds to Agbim. Obi back to Scotty. Scotty throws it the length of the floor to Mays. Mays banks it up, can't get it. Bogle fouls him, and Bogle comes over it. Yeah, I like Aaron Bogle, man.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of pats Q on the back, says, okay. Q goes to the line with a chance to make it a 2-possession game again.
69% free throw shooter for Q Mays. The lowest free throw shooter on the floor for the Skyhawks right now. Nothing bigger than these, just even if he hits one. There you go. Use the whole rim, but it still counts, right?
Man, I was going to be speechless. If I was speechless when it went in, I was going to be speechless if it rolled off. Mail Harmon comes out, C.J. Reed in.
There would have been a collective sigh had that one not gone in. But good news, 4-point game, 2 possessions with 12 seconds left.
Yeah, not over yet. Mays gets them both. That's touch, baby.
Somebody's got to come off.
Nope, nobody came. Oh, yeah, there. Mays comes off as Garbra comes on. Skyhawks I don't know. Skyhawks maybe. Mays has been so good defensively. He's only got the 3 fouls. Surprised he's off. Simmenthal off the mark, and look who made the defensive play. It was Junior Garbra, who they just subbed in for Q Mays, who made the defensive play there on the Simmenthal shot.
Everybody on their feet, and this first one is always such a big deal because
1 second to go. Skyhawks with a 5-point lead. Aquel Cott will shoot free throws, but it's all academic.
Yeah, no, I mean this getting this first one, especially after last year, and the Rangers fought so hard. I mean, they had a chance to win this game, quite frankly, and Fort Lewis just wouldn't go away, and their athleticism, I think, sort of excelled at the end.
Boy, and you're finally seeing Sanders gets to check in for the Skyhawks. Stafford comes to the bench. Good to see Colton out there. And there's Cotton. I think that's what the student section was chanting for, was for Colton Sanders. Because you kind of know that that's when you turn off the lights and the parties are over. Colton gets the lead. All right, so this is reminding me of the, again, basketball. Oh, what a terrible thing to happen on fresh rotten egg night.
Yeah. Well,
we are going to have a little ceremony here, Rick, real quick, as the Skyhawks have extended their RMAC tournament. We are going to now celebrate their share of the RMAC regular season championship. They're going to cut down the nets, and invite their fans to sort of join them in celebrating a great season. This might be the last time we see them in Wayland.
Could be, and if Mesa wins against Metro, then all of it's going to be up at the Grand Junction.
Right.
Mesa University. Tonight, though, they're going to celebrate. Sunday is the regional seedings. And so if Fort Lewis can make it to the championship game, certainly if they win the championship game, the strength of this conference is probably going to lend itself to having regional tournament play at
wherever the RMAC Champions House is. And yeah, so the Skyhawks, we do have a chance to play here again, folks, but we got a few days to wait. Skyhawks will play again in the semifinals on Friday night, hopefully the championship game on Saturday night, and then Selection Sunday. That show is at 8 p.m. on Sunday night when the Skyhawks will find out where they're in. That was the goal. I'm very confident saying that. Bob Petrak said that was their #1 goal this season, was to take it out of the hands of the selection committee.
Yeah, well,
they thought that they were good enough to be in last year. I think definitely would have been if they'd have beaten Regis in the first round here. This year's team, he said, our goal all during the regular season is to make sure that we don't even have to worry on Selection Sunday. They definitely accomplished that.
They don't have to worry about that.
Winning this game here tonight, give themselves a chance at maybe that top seed in the region. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and let's go over this again. Colorado Mesa plays MSU Denver tonight. Started at 7 o'clock. Colorado School of Mines plays Chadron State. That started at 7:30. That's in Golden. Mesa is up in Grand Junction. Of course, our game tonight started at 6. And then Black Hills State and Westminster, which is going to be a very interesting matchup, quite frankly. That started at 7.
Well, Westminster got Mesa and Fort Lewis this year.
Yeah. They're a good team. And
yeah, Mesa and Chadron both have the potential to flip the bracket on its head tonight, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, you just this thing is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing those games tonight, Rick.
Well, and if this is the last game for this season at Wayland Gymnasium, I want to thank you, Bob. I want to thank all of the athletic department for all the help that they've given us. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, coming up and talking to us before the game or at halftime. And, that's a important thing for me. So I want to thank everybody and hope the Skyhawks can go ahead and win this. And maybe we can go, if they go to regionals, maybe we can go to regionals.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
That'd be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun for both of us. I hope we get a chance. And, Rick, we do have a chance at halftime. up in Grand Junction, Mesa leads MSU Denver by 3.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Black Hills State leads Westminster with about 15 minutes to go in the game by 5. And that 7:30 game just getting underway, Chadron State and Colorado School of Mines. Looks interesting all across the board in the first round in the RMAC tonight.
And you just don't know what's going to happen in playoff basketball. Right? That's the deal, right? So.
Well, and the bad happened to us last year. Good to see us survive one tonight. And, maybe one of those other 4 will fall. Glad it's not us. It'd be great to host next weekend. But thanks to the Skyhawks, I want to echo you, the staff here in the athletic department, the fans this year have been absolutely fantastic. It's been a lot of fun, folks.
Well, and thank you, Bob. I mean, I've really enjoyed working with you. And, unfortunately, after the football season, to come into this kind of environment is just great. And so you did a fantastic job this year.
Thanks,
so
sir. Thanks. And I have a lot of fun working with you. It's been a great season, and I hope we're not done, Rick.
I hope we're not done.
Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the game tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the season, and I hope we get to do it again soon. If not, until we do speak again, keep soaring, everybody.